All right, we got a Battletech game going on today. All right, here we go. What's happening here is that House Kurita hired us to protect their local area. They have sort of a civil war going on where you got units that are kind of rebelling and trying to break away from on the frontier over by House Steiner. So that is causing some issues. So they hired us as mercs to come in and clean out, which is they consider very dishonorable work as mercenaries anyway. So they got a few minders around us, keeping us in line. So yeah, we'll just see what's going to happen there. But the pay is good, and we got a good contract. We get good pay, and our salvage rights are pretty decent. All right, so over here we got a Zeus, Thunderbolt, Wolverine, Archer, and Dragon. Yeah, we had a little bit of money, and we purchased a Dragon for one of our pilots to come on over. Then we have a Catapult, a couple of Riflemen, a Grasshopper, and that's what, a Stinger? Stinger. And an Archer?
Archer.
And another Rifleman, awesome. Sway back, and well, he got his leg back, it looks like, for your hatchet man there. So he got repaired. Then, all right, so there's going to be a convoy moving down the road right here. Our job is to come in and ambush it and clean it out and take the goodies away from the rebels. All right, over here, the rebels have a Crusader. That looks like a Stinger.
That's a Wasp.
Wasp, okay.
A Stinger.
And a it's like a Blackjack.
Yep, Blackjack.
Blackjack. Okay. And then we got some vehicles. Looks like some Maxims, Strikers, and what is that?
Those are the headquarters units.
Okay, so kind of the command vehicles.
Yeah, I don't have any of the big Battletech ones, but so I use Russian MTBs.
All right, so they're going to be coming down the road right here and moving down that direction. So that is how it's going to be.
Well, how do you know? Maybe they'll come down that road and go that way.
Well, then we'll get to them quickly. All right, we'll be back with end of turn one. All right, end of turn one. They came on the board over here and moving down the line with their Maxims, Strikers, and command vehicles with their escorting assortment of mechs. Over here, they come on the board over here. Not really much excitement to be had. Obviously, nobody's in range because the longest range we have weapons is 21, and we're sitting at roughly 30-something. I think it's like, yeah, 33.
33.
Yeah, we can't.
Closest.
And that's going to a level 2 hill right there. So I don't think there's unless you got artillery, that's about it. So, all right, so that's the end of turn one. Just moving on, and we'll move on to turn two. Turn two is now complete in the books. Nothing happened once again. Closest we have is like 28, 29 away. So yeah, there's no way that anybody's going to fire at each other. So they're just moving down the road right here with their mod. You guys had a 3 mod on yours?
Yeah. Yep.
2 and 3 mod. All right. So yeah, the report. Then over here, obviously these guys are trying to get towards the road to create a blocking force over here. And the way it's looking right now is that these guys will not even be about turn 4 before we even get to fire. That's the way it's looking.
That's the way it's looking.
All right, that's the end of turn 2, going on to 3. Okay, we got the end of turn 3 here. The forces over here, they moved up. Some of them got to the road. The Archer and the Dragon fired at the front Maxim right there. And between them, they did get some mobility hits. And the Archer, he hit the mobility and deadline the front Maxim right there, so he has 0 movement. He's parked on the road in a way. And then they fired back with all their Maxims and shot at the Dragon and did 7 points of damage. It's like, there's a lot of boxcars being tossed around. It's like, how many? You got 2 boxcars, and I had
2 or 3, yeah.
And I had my 2.
Yeah.
So, yep, that's how you get hits in, especially with LRMs. All right. So that is, and then these guys over here have the range, but they can't see the targets because of the woods right there in the way. So, all right, that's the end of turn 3, going on to turn 4. We'll be back. All right, here we go. This is the end of turn 4. Over here, the Dragon and the Wolverine torso twisted over here and hammered the one vehicle right there, and this vehicle. This one is now a 2-3 moving vehicle. This one is immobilized, so he's stuck like Chuck. And over here, this previously immobilized Maxim right there took some long-range shooting from all these guys over here since he was a mobile target. Well, he still had his defense, but it was made it easier to hit him, and they just cored him out and ended his day quite easily. So right now we got 1 dead Maxim, 1 mobilized Maxim, and another one is a 2-3 mover. And then they turned around and fired and tried to hit the Dragon, and the Dragon took 3 points of damage from the LRM.
From all those LRM.
Yeah, it's like the sky was black from all the LRMs coming towards him, and they just scattered.
We will fight in the shade.
Yes. Like, and you guys had good gunners.
Yeah, good gunners. It's just the movement.
You missed by that much in every single one.
Yep.
I'll take it.
The movement's what's adding it up, getting them up there.
And then there was a AC-10 went into the side turret of the one striker. This one right there, closest one to him. So that was the end of all the fire, I do believe.
Headquarters units made a
they're
left-hand turn trying to get out of the way.
They're going to try to do an end around this direction to get off the table because they got to get over there. So eventually they're going to go into the dice field and disappear and get.
Yep.
That's a minefield.
Yep. They're going to land on a dice, and there's going to be one of those monsters in the middle of it, like in Star Wars.
Okay. All right, we'll be back with turn 5. All right, we got the end of turn 5. All right, over here, the Wolverine and the Dragon moved up on a immobile Maxim right there. Fired some medium lasers and some SRM. 6th from the Wolverine hit it, did minimal amount of damage, didn't kill it with that fire. And then they fired over here and hit this striker right there, did a bunch of damage to it. Which in turn, then the rifleman and the archer, I believe, fired over there and took it out with weapons fire, so they lost a striker right there. Then the Zeus over here unloaded into here, into that Maxim, and basically took it out. Let's see. Then you fired your awesome and your catapult, right? Over into that back striker, I believe. And you hit with
the PPC.
Yeah, the PPC's hit it. He's still hanging in there. Did you take one movement point? You took a movement point off that one, I believe. So it has 1 point of movement off that one. Over here, you had the rifleman and the archer went after this blackjack right there. Did some damage to it, and it fell over on its face and did a little bit of damage to itself. Let's see, what else do we have here? There was the Thunderbolt, and the Hatchet Man went into the little stinger right there and did some damage to it, but not enough to make it do a pilot check, but tore some armor off of it. Yep. All the same. Hit with SRM, and you hit with a medium laser, right? So we took 9 damage, I believe, altogether. So that was it. They looked at the firing solution, that little guy there, but everybody was needing 10s and 12s or so. And when you need 6s to hit vehicles are getting shot at. So that's what kept him alive.
And he's still alive.
Yeah.
What's amazing, but somebody spits at him and he's pretty much done.
And then we had 2 physical attacks on that Maxim right there. One hit the side, one hit the front. Got in and jammed its turret. So its turret's jammed and he's immobile.
Yeah. And the striker over here that blew up his turret jammed.
And cruise killed.
Yep. So, yeah, slowly but surely
grinding the force.
There's not much left of the convoy.
Yeah, and then we got these guys that are the nuisance guys over here that we got to take out.
Yeah, the headquarters guys. I don't think they'll have enough speed to get off the edge of the board.
And that's that one Maxim right there. He's got no armor left, really, on the front. All right, we'll be back with turn 6. All right. Okay, we got the end of turn 6. Over here, the command vehicles are trying to escape, but the Dragon and the Wolverine caught up with them and did some plinky damage to them. Yep. They missed with most of their weapon systems, and one of the kicks that needed, I think, a 3 to hit, and I rolled Snake Eyes, which is ridiculous. But he didn't fall over when he had to make his pilot check. So he lucked out there, which would have left a mark on him. All right, over here, the Zeus fired his large laser over here, killed that vehicle, and then he puts LRMs into the back of that Stinger right there, did some damage. And then the Archer right here unleashed into him with 2 LRM-15s and obliterated it. Did 6 crits on the center torso and took out the gyro and the engine. So 3 gyro hits and 3 engine hits. So he just went kaplunk. Okay, over here then, the Thunderbolt fired over here and missed with his PPC by that much. The Rifleman fired over here, both Riflemen, right? One Rifleman fired over here, missed. The other one fired over here and did 10 points damage. Yeah, I think he hit with 1. And then these 2 amigos here, the Archer and the Rifleman, unleashed into the Blackjack and blew the leg off on one of those, and he went down on the ground. And there's some damage on one of those strikers too, from these guys over here. They fired there. And let's see, then the Awesome and the Catapult tried firing on the command vehicle over here, and they missed by that much. Each one of them was like missed by 1 point. Just better gunnery and they would have hit. Yep. And then over here, the Grasshopper tried to shoot over here along with the Stinger and missed the Maxim there. So that's pretty much, I think, everything. So they lost a Stinger and a Maxim and some damage on the command vehicles and some damage over here. It took 2 pilot heads. Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of a hurt there. So we're at the end of turns, coming up in 7. We'll be back. All right, here we go. That's the end of turn 7. The 2 command vehicles tried to escape over here. The Wolverine did some damage on him and then kicked him and basically kicked your stabilizer out, stomped on your turret. And this one here, we had the Dragon and the Rifleman, Catapult, and Grasshopper fired over here and took this guy out, along with the Archer. He's like, they just hosed him out. And over here, the little Stinger came up on the flank over here of this Maxim and shot him and cut his movement in half with a laser. And then he turned around and kicked him and cut his movement in half again. So he's now a 2-3 moving Maxim. And he's only taken, what, 9 points of damage. And his movement got cut in half. Then over here, the hit parade began. All these guys right here all opened up on the Crusader right there and pretty much tore all of his armor off. And then the last shot that was from with the awesome hit the ammo, and he exploded in a big giant Technicolor fireball.
Slag heap.
Yeah. The interesting over here, you had the little stinger over here, got to the backside, knocked down the, got a machine gun hit, a machine gun hit in the leg, which a crit, floating crit. And what did he hit you in the hip?
Hip and foot.
Yeah. So we got 2 crits in there in the leg, and he fell. But then the rifleman swung around and opened up on him and opened a can with his auto cannons and just tore him to pieces, blew his leg off and something else.
Blew his leg off, I think.
Yeah. Blew his leg off.
Yeah, just like he was all tore up just from the auto cannon hit. And let's see that. So he punched out. So it's now. Then they fired their weapon system, did some light damage to a dragon. And yeah, it's like the Maxim and the these guys shot.
And a striker.
And a striker shot at the dragon, did a little bit of damage. The 2 command vehicles shot at the Wolverine and whiffed.
Yeah.
At point blank range, still missed. We couldn't get turrets around quick enough. And then they opened up over here. You had the striker and the Crusader opened up and did a lot of damage to the rifleman. They got inside and got some crits on him, but I don't think you had a lot of chance of criticals on him, but you didn't get any.
You didn't get nothing, no.
Yeah, you just couldn't get the job done. So now you're sitting at, go possibly give up the ghost here.
Yep. What we're going to do is I'm going to roll a die. Need a 9+ to surrender. Otherwise, it'll be treated as a, what's that?
Forced withdrawal.
Yeah, forced withdrawal.
Withdrawal.
So, all right, here goes the dice roll. And it is a 9. They surrender.
Yeah,
so we'll figure up salvage and go from there.
Yeah, see if the House Kurita lets it keep us in anything. All right, we'll be back with some results.